So Laura, this is where you did the editing, this room up here?
Yeah, this is my bedroom / editing suite.
Here in your parents' farmhouse?
Yes.
Laura Black, a young filmmaker, got so fed up she decided to shoot a television documentary. Across Ontario, people are fighting back, taking to the highways in protest. Counties have set up landowners' associations, political action groups. It's a compelling story. There's a revolution brewing out here, one that's spreading across rural Canada. It's a revolution fueled by disappointment, confusion, frustration, and anger.
It's about small rural business, rural communities, the way we've lived for years, our church socials, our community halls, all of that is being threatened.
We need help. If we're going to be over-regulated, the government has to come forward with some money. They need money to help us upgrade our water systems, nutrient management, small abattoirs. And it just can't be done if they're going to bring all these new regulations in. Farming cannot pay for all that regulation. We cannot pay for it.
Canadian producers aren't being looked after first, that's where I think the priority needs to be, is to look after your own country and your own people first.
We run about 300-400 acres. I have 150 head of cattle. Haven't sold any for 2 years. And I'm tired. And I'm 73 years old, my husband's 82, and we have no help.
And that, in a nutshell, is what took hundreds of farmers off their land and onto Ontario's highways to send a clear message to politicians and bureaucrats. You are threatening our livelihoods, our way of life, and we're not going to let you get away with it.
Back to the farming, back to the house for it all.
The Blacks are hardly revolutionaries. Tom is 5th generation on this farm, and Jessie is the 6th. Marlene's a city girl who fell in love with a farmer, and Laura, a documentary filmmaker.
And this is the video camera that I filmed the entire thing on. I didn't realize how hard it was to get someone off their property and go protest on the 401. You need a lot of pressure from government and rules and regulations that are hurting and affecting you personally that gets you off your property. My dad said he was going to a farm auction with my brother Jesse. A farmer had gone bankrupt. His whole income was based solely on the export of dairy cattle to the United States. I felt compelled to go with them, and being a film studies graduate, I picked up my video camera to record this event. It wasn't until I saw the images through the lens of my camera that I truly realized the scope of this crisis and how it was hitting home closer than I wanted. Items that the farmer had gathered over a lifetime were gone with the wave of a hand or a nod of a head. It was obvious to me by the strained faces of the people in the crowd that rural Ontario was hurting. 2 cents a pound, 2 cents a pound. Sent this farm 6 feet underground.
We need to send government a united message today. Farmers need to be heard.
We need to just take a stand and say, no, you can't enforce and make up these rules and regulations that don't really apply and aren't really helping anything and are actually putting people out of work. There are families that have been farming for generations and generations that have just had to say, I can't go on anymore and I have to give up and declare bankruptcy.
Sometimes it just seems like a big bureaucracy and you can't fight it, but when you really think about it, we are the government and we put the government in, and they should listen to the people. And if there's an awful lot of people saying, hey, there's something wrong with what you're doing, the government should listen to that.
A bunch of angry country boys had made some signs around the kitchen table on a bright sunny day. They formed a group and called